All right, ladies and gentlemen, for those of us who are new to the SDQ and those people who just need a little bit of help getting started, we're going to take a look at the first couple questions together. So number one says, after examining different types of cells, what characteristics do they all have in common? So we could start by looking at our examination of different cells and sketching the cells that we saw. So that's going to be my animal cell. This will be my plant cell. And let's see, I have to pick a bacterial cell. So maybe I will choose a very circular bacterial cell. Okay, just to start me out. So let's see, I'm looking for commonalities. So I know these two have a nucleus, and inside the nucleus, they have their DNA. Okay, DNA. And then inside my bacteria, I have a bunch of DNA as well. So they have that in common. Then other things they have in common. All right, I actually might add a couple things here. I'm going to try and sketch this thick cell wall. Okay. And this one also has a cell wall. I'm going to add it to the outside just for space. Perfect. So what do they have in common? I'm going to add my ribosomes. All right. Perfect. And I'm going to label them. So I'm focused on what's in common. What do they have in common? Ribosomes. Ribosomes. Perfect. Let's see. So this is from Pogel. This is from, I was adding my reference. This is from the cell simulation. Then other simple things that they have. So I'm going to say the inner layer of this and the inner layer of this is the cell membrane. And then the outer layer here is also the cell membrane. So I'm listing that. Okay. And then additionally, I have inside my inner filling is my cytoplasm. And then here I have cytoplasm as well. And then if I wanted to add just a little bit more from my 3-circle Venn diagram that we did in block 1, or in section 1, we said that they were all types of cells, they were all alive or living things. Okay, so there we have our main pieces of evidence. So then we're going to give a simple answer. So it says, examining what characteristics they all have in common. I'm going to tilt because that's how I write. So plant, animal, and bacterial cells have several common structures, so not organelles, okay, but structures, okay, which are different from the membrane-bound organelles. Several common structures and characteristics, because I added more characteristics on this side. So for the reasoning then, I might zoom down because this camera is not super awesome quality. Okay, so for the reasoning, when we look at that portion, okay, oh, this doesn't want to stay put. Okay, for the reasoning, we say, okay, all cells have for example, a cell membrane, to control, oops, so what enters and exits this cell. I'll have ribosomes to make proteins. They all have DNA to provide the instructions for life, not live, life, and they all have cytoplasm to, I'm going to say two is the medium. The medium just means like the in-between, okay, of the cell. Okay, perfect. So I've got my C, so my claim, my evidence, and my reasoning. I, of course, started with my evidence, so drawing some things out. I even noted my sources. All right, perfect. So then we're going to flip, and we'll pick one more. Okay. So what are the parts of a cell that are in both animal and plant cells? Use evidence from class. Okay. So now we're getting a little bit more detail maybe with my animal cell and my plant cell. Okay, drawing a little bit, oops, oh, got a little bit skinny right there. I'm trying to add my cell wall there. Okay, and I'm focusing again on what's the same. So I'm adding first, I'm just trying to draw that there's something in there. Hopefully you can see that. And then some people said they wanted to have like a second drawn layer on the inside just to show that there was a cell membrane. So you can do that here if you want. I find this, for me, a little bit messy, but okay. So I'll draw here and here. We've got our cell membrane. This is a good just practice to just keep going over this information and reviewing for a quiz. So then we also had like our, this is going to be my endoplasmic reticulum, usually located very, very, very close to my nucleus, and it has some ribosomes stuck to part of it. That's the rough part of the endoplasmic reticulum, but we don't really need to differentiate right now. There, sometimes. So this is my endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. And we had this thing that looked like a stack of pancakes. Maybe not the best stack of pancakes that I'm drawing over here. Okay. And then I'm going to draw some little vesicles next to it. Oh boy. So this is going to be my Golgi. This is a vesicle. Golgi. And vesicle. And then this had a giant vacuole. And this had little vacuoles. So this could actually be listed as something that's similar and something that's different. But I'll add a small vacuole. Vacuole. And then large vacuole. Okay, so I have those parts that I need. And I'm trying to think of what am I missing. Did I label my nucleus? I labeled my nucleus. I'm going to label my DNA. I'm going to add some free ribosomes. Okay. So I'm just going to go from this dot and write free ribosome. So it just means they're floating around, they're not attached to anything, they're free to do what they want. So this one would have a chloroplast, but that's not something they have in common. Instead, I should have a mitochondria here. Okay, let's see, I'll add a mitochondria over here, some little wavy membranes on the inside. This is my mitochondria. Okay, mitochondria. Perfect. And I'm just having trouble remembering if I forgot any of my little parts. So this is why, for you, you should definitely be looking stuff up. So go back and open up your activity. So I have one here, but it's not completed. Okay, and it looks like we missed some of that cytoskeleton structure. So I'm just adding some of that. Okay, just showing that there are some more rigid structures in there. Okay, so I can label my cytoskeleton as well. Let's see, go here. And then there, the cytoskeleton. All right, labeling those parts. And then let's see, cytoskeleton. Okay, really the one thing I didn't label is the cytoplasm itself. So I can just do that, cytoplasm. Cytoplasm. All right, perfect. So I'm reviewing the parts that are in common. If I want to, just for review, which is a really, really, really excellent review, I can add some of the parts that they don't have in common just to review them. I'm going to drawing over some of my ribosomes so I can add more. And I can add my chloroplast, so that's my chloroplast, it's not a common part, right? And anything else that I want to review as well. So now, let's say, as, I'm just using vocabulary, as eukaryotes and animal cells have many common structures. It's almost like the beginning of your paragraph would be your introductory sentence. So plants and animals have many common structures and organelles. And then the bottom, we're essentially doing the same thing. So we're explaining what they have in common. I think this is a really good place to review, again, the function. So not just listing them, because that's not really showing an in-depth explanation. But you can say, whoops, it's the last hour on Friday, and I can feel it because I'm having some struggles here. So plant and animal cells both have, and then I might list mitochondria, to to turn carbs into cellular energy. So not burn, but to turn carbs into cellular energy. I'll go with that. We'll add the Golgi. To package and ship cellular materials. Okay, vesicles. Packages to send materials. Around the cell. Okay. Ribosomes to make proteins. I'm going to write ER for the endoplasmic reticulum to make lipids and proteins. And proteins. Cytoplasm, I'm just going to this time filling the cell. Vacuole for storage. And cytoskeleton, oops, I was right, for structure. And then I'm trying to think if there's anything I missed. So anything else I missed, I might just add a little bit off to the side if there's anything. Okay, and then we let DNA to provide instructions. I think I got them all. If I missed something, then you can catch it and just make sure we add it, okay? Do you know the big thing that I missed is the nucleus? So I should add that, definitely. We just wrote that they're eukaryotes. So I just add a little section over here, maybe. And the nucleus to store and protect the DNA. All right, so I think got everything. If there's anything I missed, then make sure you can add it to yours. I think maybe I did miss the membrane as well, but that's okay. You can add it on yours. All right? Okay, no, it's bothering me now. If I know I missed it. The membrane to control movement into the cell. Okay, well, I'll stop there. So this is the idea. So we're just writing our evidence first, then we're making a really simple claim, and then here, really, the more work you put into the reasoning, the better you're going to do on your quiz, like guaranteed. If you're using that as a review for functions and structures, then I'm sure you'll do really great on your quiz. If you're just going simple and making a list, then that's not going to be a strong answer, number one, but number two, you're not taking this as a clear opportunity to prepare for your quiz. So make sure that you take this opportunity to keep reviewing until you have some of it stuck in your brain and just ready to go for your quiz at the end of the week, okay? All right, hope that helps. Bye.